Sure. Here's the rewritten story, approximately 3,500 characters, with natural American English, new character names, same core plot, and a strong sense of drama and controversy as requested. The notification popped up while I was reviewing financials in my corner office. I almost ignored it, just another ping from Facebook, but the preview caught my eye. Sometimes cutting out toxic family is the best act of self-care, it read. Underneath, the name, Isabel Hart. My sister. I tapped it open. There she was, writing 3 smug paragraphs about how some people never grow up, how certain family members only bring chaos, and how she was choosing peace over blood. 43 likes. 17 comments from cousins and mutuals, praising her for being brave and finally setting boundaries. The whole thing was disgustingly performative. But what struck me most wasn't the insult, it was the irony. Because what Isabel didn't know was that the toxic sister she'd just blocked was me. And I was also the CEO of Northbridge Creative, the very agency that had offered her the marketing director job she'd been dreaming of for 2 years. I didn't respond to the post. I didn't argue. I picked up my phone and said, "Ava, it's Morgan. Please rescind the offer we made to Isabel Hart." She hesitated. "Is something wrong?" Her interviews were outstanding. I answered plainly, "There's a conflict of interest I hadn't realized. 3 years ago, I founded Northbridge with 50 grand I'd scraped together from freelance gigs while my family rolled their eyes at my computer phase. Now we are a multi-million-dollar agency with 40-plus staff and national clients. But my family? They still think I'm a struggling website designer barely keeping my lights on." Isabel, especially, never missed a chance to let me know I was the family disappointment. She worked in corporate marketing at a mid-sized firm, made decent money, and constantly reminded me to find something stable. She had no clue I was building something far more successful than anything she'd ever touched. Ironically, she was actually good at her job, so when we opened a senior role 6 months ago, I anonymously recommended her to our team. She earned the spot on merit. She just didn't know who she'd be working for. Until I read that post. After the offer was pulled, her timeline shifted tone. She wrote about the heartbreaking news that her dream job had been suddenly eliminated. Same commenters, same pity party. Some even hinted I had jinxed her from afar. Our cousin Lucas posted, "This is why cutting negative energy like Morgan was necessary. She poisons everything." That afternoon, my mother called me. "Morgan, I saw Isabel's post. She's devastated. She thinks maybe somehow you're involved." I nearly laughed. "Mom, she called me toxic and said the family is better without me. Now I'm supposed to console her?" My mother deflected like she always does, "You're still sisters." Hours later, Isabel texted me. "I know we're not talking, but I really need to vent. Can you call me?" I stared at the message. The same person who publicly exiled me was now asking for comfort. I replied, "Didn't you block me this morning?" That was Facebook drama. "This is real life," she answered. When I confronted her with her exact words, she brushed it off. "You're being too sensitive. It's just social media." I reminded her, it wasn't just when she needed applause. But suddenly it was just drama when she needed something. She begged to talk. So I finally told her, "The company that made her the job offer? Northbridge? That's mine. I'm the CEO." Her silence lasted 30 seconds. "You're the what? The company you called your dream job? You were about to work for your toxic sister." Her voice cracked. "I had no idea." "No, you didn't. Because you never asked. You never cared enough to find out who I really was." She cried. Apologized. Swore she didn't mean it. Asked if the job could be saved. I told her no. Not because she insulted her sister, but because she insulted a person she assumed had no value. That's not someone I can trust in a leadership role. A week later, she posted a vague apology about saying things out of frustration and realizing the importance of family. It got fewer likes. But I didn't care. Because sometimes the most toxic thing in a family isn't the person being blamed. It's the assumption that silence means insignificance. That you only matter once you're useful. And by the time they find out who you really are, it's already too late.